Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello! All right, can you hear me? Okay. I just lost my microphone. Like, I physically lost the little microphone. I think I'm gonna return that thing. Hi Hannah, hi Mrs. Necro. Hey Elena, hey Martina. How's it going? Good to see you. Can you guys hear me okay? The microphone's kind of far away. I just have the old school one on. So, I don't have anything in front of me because I'm going to be sewing on the serger and the cover stitch the whole time, except a little bit over here for the finishing. I'm like still kind of thinking about it. So I think I'm gonna sew one pair through and then I'll batch sew a few others. Nice, Elena. That's awesome. How was the volume of it? So let me see, do I have everything configured okay? Because I spent a lot of time on the cameras for the serger and the cover stitch. See, the serger and the cover stitch, I want the angle to be like this, which means the camera is me, and the camera can't be here. And it has to look over my shoulder, which is really tricky. So, cool. Hi, Atia, how's it going? Hey, Malin. Serena, thanks for your donation the other day. I saw it when I got done. That was nice of you, thanks. So, what have you guys been up to? Did you have a good weekend? I celebrated my birthday. My birthday was last Tuesday, but we celebrated on Sunday, and it was fun. It was so nice. My family got me a PlayStation 5, but they didn't get it for me because they're out of stock. So that was kind of fun. And my husband got me these really amazing, like, antique, I don't know what they are. They're really old and very cool. That tells you absolutely nothing. That's so uninteresting. I know, I'm sorry. But it was a very unique gift. Why can't I scroll down here? I want to see this and this. There we go. Boring beige underwear are the best. Yeah, exactly. You need them under things, right? Boring, skin toned, or, you know, whatever your skin tone is, you know? Like, they are sorely underrated. I remember when I brought my first pair and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm becoming old. Old or practical? Come on. Hi Archie, how's it going? Well, thanks. I don't think I've seen you in chat. Welcome, welcome. It's nice to have everyone here. I've been feeling very overwhelmed by all the things I want to do, and I may need you guys' help to help me, like, prioritize and stay on track and not go, I'm taking a week off, you know? Hey, Nicole. Yeah, they are. Practical for the win. I love practical. It totally makes my boat float, you know? So one of the other things I did on my serger today and my cover stitch was I changed to a lighter weight thread. And so I haven't sewn with lighter weight thread in a really long time, but I think it's going to be really good. Because all my thread's kind of heavy because it's from when I had the factory, you know? Hi, Libby. Oh, you're working on Sasha trousers? Nice, nice. Good morning. Beautiful weather here. Now my computer has a weird widget on the taskbar that tells me the weather. It's 75 degrees and partly sunny. It is full-blown sunny here. Wilhelmine. Good evening. How's it going? Good to see you. Yes, right, Nicole? Exactly. I love black underwear as well. That's mostly what I wear. You've been lurking. Don't ever apologize for lurking. Lurkers are absolutely welcome. I imagine most of the chat lurks. I lurk in many chats. There's nothing wrong with that at all. A lot of people don't even log into their YouTube accounts as well, so I'm sure that that's partly they're like, oh, I want to say something, and they're like, oh shoot, I'm not logged in. Well, I don't want to miss anything of the stream, so I'm not going to log in. Nice, Mrs. Necro. That's awesome. Yeah, so I made underwear last year for my first time, and I streamed it, and I did it mostly on my home machine and my industrial. I used the serger too, right? What did I do, you guys? Did I just use my home machine and the serger? I think that's all I did. And it feels like my hair is falling down. And so if you've been here for a while, you know that I really like using a straight stitch machine for everything. And I know that goes against a lot of like what most people do. And it's just because I really love my industrial, and it works fine for sewing knits, counter to what people think. You don't have to have a serger and a cover stitch, but they're very, very, very useful. And I do not at all discount that. Like, they really are essential in industrial settings and sewing a lot. And if you're doing a lot of knit sewing, they're really essential. They just make your life a lot easier. So, oh good, I'm glad. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Ray. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Serena. Exactly. Bingo. So today I'm going to be using I just got a brand new serger and a brand new cover stitch. So before I had a machine that did both. And so I'd have to convert between the two. And while it wasn't a big deal to convert, it was a little bit cumbersome on camera to do, especially because it's like, okay, I hope everything goes well. I'm thinking about a lot of little things when I'm streaming. And so setting up my machine, sometimes it adds another layer, you know. Hi, Amy. Welcome. So I decided to finally get new machines, even though that one's a good machine. I've had it for a while. And I'm pretty excited. Like, I feel like, okay, now let's do all the things with a serger and with a cover stitch. And I plan on sewing the underwear today, not using my single needle machine, but for one little step. So, yeah, I like to joke, Melinda, that I'm not white, I'm pink. Pink is my skin tone. Especially in a Zoom call. The Zoom camera makes me totally pink and red. It's really annoying. I can't adjust anything. And today I forgot to put on, historically I've never worn makeup, but the last few months I've been wearing it a little bit because my rosacea's been kind of bad, and I forgot to put it on today. It's kind of good that it's a serger cover stitch stream, so. Oh, very cool, Serena. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think I've done that, but like once. I just haven't had a reason. I would love to do smocking sometime though. Oh, cool, Libby. Yeah, so the pattern I'm using today is just one I drafted, but it is pretty much identical to every pair of underwear. I feel like there's two styles of underwear that either have a front and a back, and the crotch panel is sewn to the front, or it's a front, a back, and a crotch. And so there's 3 pieces. And so that's the second one is how mine are going to be sewn today. Mainly because I got all these out of scrap fabric from when I copied my pajama tank top a few weeks ago. And I got 3 pairs out of one of the fabrics and 2 each out of the other. So I have 7 pairs here, potentially. I don't know if I'll get through all 7 today, but I'll do a bunch. But I did show a bunch of patterns in that underwear stream from last year, and I'll probably, after the stream, I'll probably link that in the description just so it's handy. So, you're both in Liverpool, Serena? That's pretty cool. I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys you could meet. I just probably sent a panic through both of you. It's okay, you don't have to meet. All right, so let's get to it. I'm gonna switch over to the Serger and Coverstitch cameras over here. I have my phone so I can read chat because on my back is gonna be pretty much to the computer. I'm gonna bring the mouse over here. And let's see if we can make sure the microphone still sounds good. So you guys are gonna have to tell me how it is. And let's see here. So I had to push my cover stitch back, so my foot pedal, this is my foot pedal. I'll be using it with my hand. None of us like me doing that, but that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, so let's just go for it. Okay, so first of all, I did not thread the needles on this machine because I was chatting to a very nice woman on Instagram, or no, on YouTube, in the comments about how hard it was to use this needle threader. Her hands are not her best friends anymore with arthritis and stuff, and so at the end of the day they're pretty tired, and so threading her serger is a little bit, you know, threading anything would probably be a chore, and I totally feel that. So I wanted to show that this can still be a little bit fiddly. Where's my tweezers? Oh, they're right here. So this has this little threader thing. It sounds good? Okay, good. The cable is still short. Yes, Martina. Okay, so you push this little thing down right here, and right now it's situated on the left needle. And so I'm going to take this left thread and you kind of hold it horizontally and you push. And it kind of clicks in there. It's like 2 little prongs, and you push the thread like you're flossing, right? And now hopefully, I'm gonna get this other thread out of the way. Now I just lift this up, and it pulls a loop through the needle back there. This is the tail. So now there's a loop, and so now all I gotta do is grab this loop, if I can see it, there we go. And then that needle is threaded. So that is how this works. And so now I'm going to push this little lever, and it's going to situate this behind the other needle. You have to push it all the way down, make sure it clicks in place, and then, like I said, click that thread in there. Make sure that, I think making sure you have a nice long tail and that it's not hung up on anything is the key. And then it pulls a long loop through the back, but it's actually still in that little threader thing. So now, if you weren't on camera, you could have your face a little closer. You could be kind of right on top of it, but I don't want my head to be in the way. So that's what happens. So I'm just pushing these threads through here right now because I want them there. And I am rubbish with tweezers. There we go. All right. So I just wanted to give that little demo just in case. I doubt she's watching, but maybe. All right, I'm just gonna sew a little bit. What is this? Okay. I'm like, I'm so suspicious of everything. I kind of want a narrower serger. And I also, this is like 4 layers of fabric, so I'm just gonna test it on like 2, because asking it to be super narrow when it's really, really thick like this isn't very fair. You're chatting via California. That is pretty funny. Oh, right, Mrs. Necro. Yeah, new routine. Come here, you don't. This foot pedal doesn't need to be so far away. Let's see if that narrowed it. Oh yeah, that'll be better for underwear, I think. Okay. All right, so gonna have a cotton panel, which I still did not buy black, which was the brilliant suggestion, I think, of like Malin, Barbara, or Beverly last year, or someone, to put on the inside. Black would have been really, really smart. Yeah, you know, Libby, I was having trouble with it before, but now I'm just really aware of like that little thing when it comes down. I kind of make sure it's pushed up against the needle. I found that it wasn't actually snapping onto the needle. Hi, Terry. You never need to apologize. All right, so here's my pattern pieces. So I have this front, side seam, waist, crotch seam. I have a crotch panel, so it goes like this. And then I have just give me one, please. There we go. And then I have a back. Same thing. Big booty. The side seams of this underwear come around the front like this. They're like right here on the front. They wrap around. All right, so I'm gonna sew. So I just put this panel right side out and this one right side out. So they're wrong sides together. It's 2 layers. And we're just going to overlock these. So I'm just going to try this little method that I'm thinking of. I am not reinventing the way underwear are sewn. I am just learning how to use my machines and a new order of operations because I have these machines. All right. I love this fabric too. I got this from Hearts Fabric. And I saw someone in the Sew Over 50 feed a few weeks ago. She made a dress out of it. It was actually probably more than a few weeks ago. She made a whole dress out of it, and oh my gosh, it made me kind of go, oh, maybe I should have gotten more. I'm going to do this from this side. This fabric is super like boing, 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 you know. It's a little wiggly. I'm having trouble. I have to stand and sew, so forgive me. I'm a circus act. I really wish the presser foot was right here. It is on some machines, and I really love that. So I just did this. I don't know why I just did this way. This was such a budget way to do that. I could have actually enclosed my... I don't know what I was thinking. I could have enclosed this. We'll do that on the others. That's a bummer. I really hate that there will be a seam there. Let's cover stitch it down. Right? Let's cover stitch it down and we'll get this. Oh yeah, look, my little seam kind of got stuck in there. What's Savers? I'm just going to top stitch this down with my cover stitch. So one of the cover stitches has this huge throat area here, and oof, sounds really good right now, doesn't it? Because I have to hold this while I'm pressing the presser foot with my hand. I put the cover stitch at narrow So with this cover stitch, this is the other thing I'm getting used to, is I have to lock the thread. So you turn the wheel towards you till the needle's down, and then you turn it away from you, and that locks it, so that your cover stitch doesn't start coming undone when you pull your work away. So that was very crooked, but at least my seam there is now down, you know? Let's do this one too. That looks pretty bad, but hey, puts the seam down. So basically I'm just learning how to do something I've already done before on new machines, because it's different. Oh, I think I just broke a needle, or a thread. I broke a thread. Well, poo. See if I can get it back on track. I'm a little worried about this thread because, I don't know if you heard at the beginning, I did switch all my thread to a lightweight thread today. And maybe that wasn't a good call. This is set with, my God. It's pushing it away, so we'll see. And we'll sew the other ones so that we don't have to do that part. You didn't know what? So that's not too bad. I can fix that little stitch that came undone, but that doesn't look that great. So let's we're just gonna put a pin in this right here so that we remember to fix that stitching there, and we'll hope that doesn't cause us problems. All right, I'm gonna trim these threads up here, and I'm gonna trim this leg hole flush. And we're going to do some elastic. I'm going to serge the elastic on, so I don't really need to trim it, but I'm just trying to feel more confident. Do whatever it takes to feel confident is my philosophy. All right, so I'm going to give it a try, but with not cutting my elastic first. Oh, locking the well, you don't on my old machine, Serena. That's why I'm getting used to it. This is all an exercise for me to get used to using my new machines. Welcome to my practice. So here's my idea. I'm going to gently stretch my elastic on as I serge it. Then I'm going to turn it and cover stitch with that. That's my plan. And I'm doing the entire leg hole right now. This fabric is so boingy. All right. I'm not really trimming anything off of the elastic. Well, I'm trying not to. I am, but I'm trying not to. Be so nice to sit at a table. There's honestly probably a foot for this. I'm just gently pulling. Stop trimming it. Now I'm going to turn. And so if you don't have a cover stitch, you could go to your home machine and just do a zigzag. I have to admit, I actually love the way that looks. It's my favorite way. There's just something about a zigzag and it looks all like gushy. I love it. I don't think it looks home sew at all. I love the way that looks. It just reminds me of, I don't know. I don't want to get all like gushy on you guys. I think it would be weird. Weird. All right, I'm just going to use my awl to get that in there. And let's practice, right? I keep looking for my foot pedal. I'm going to do a few stitches. There we go. Yeah. Hello, Nicelle. How's it going? I just want to remind you all that I'm standing up and I'm holding my work with my left hand and I'm using the foot pedal with my hand. I'm a little worried about this seam. I don't want that thread to break again because I'm using a lighter weight thread than I'm used to. I'm being very, very cautious, aren't I? Are you guys proud of me? It's looking pretty good. The under stitch looks a little loose. Yeah, you think it's that? I feel like for me, it also reminds me of people first starting to sew their own underwear, and it's kind of a nostalgic thing, you know? Thank you, Nicelle. See, I'm feeling like a freaking circus act out here. Oh no, I didn't get it locked. See, it started coming undone immediately. Yeah, see, my old machine didn't do that. So this is my plan. That's okay. Maybe I should have left it on the wide. This looks pretty good. All right, let's try the other one. There is a right side, but I feel like it's the other side. Did I just put this on the wrong? Oh, I think I did. You know what? I rolled up my elastic with the end. See, this would be, the other end would be the right side down. Oh well. Right? Well. Alright. Let's try this one more time. My baby lock had this too, where you could lift up the presser foot, and I love that because I don't find the Serger presser foot ever goes up very high, you know? It's such an adjustment to use the foot pedal after using it with my hand. My left foot goes numb when I do this. Oh, is that where the start stop? Are you talking about like oh, you mean like the auto back tack? That's right, you have an industrial. He does, RG. I mean, I get it. Like, I actually last summer was like, I'm gonna make bras and underwear, and everyone's like, yay! And then I was like, on second thought, I'm not making any bras. And it's really because, you know, I waited like decades before I found a bra that fit me, and it was a constant like emotional thing, and now I have one and I'm like, you know what, I do not want to go through fitting a bra. I waited decades for this. But it is nice to use my scraps, you know. And this elastic, I got this at on my little vacation trip last week. Look how far away I am over here. And it was like 29 cents a yard or 19 cents a yard, you know, so it was really cheap. Oh shoot, I knew that was gonna happen. It's really hard for me to control the speed with my hand, and I just kind of accelerated more than I planned on it right over that thickness. And my thread's thinner. I usually use a Tex 40 thread, and it's just because that's what I've used for a really long time when I had my little factory. These are my only Tex 27. It's not my only. I think I have some gray and black and cream. Oh no, I don't have more cream. And it occurred to me when I was doing my little samples that, yeah, the thread was just too thick. I did pull the elastic while I was serging it. And right now I'm kind of doing the same thing with my fingers here. I'm kind of stretching it out as I go. Sorry there's no face cam. All right, let's get my lock stitch better. So forward and then back. And then that should do it. I'm gonna try it. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, fine. I am definitely gonna miss that. So right here, when I went over this little thickness, I did break my thread. So we'll fix that with the single needle machine, meaning the straight stitch. All right, I don't know, what do you guys think? Don't you think the zigzag is cuter? But this looks pretty professional. All right, so now I'm going to serge one side seam. And I feel like this right here is where kind of poop goes sideways for me. Because when, especially on my old machine, when I would try and go over a thickness like this right here and keep all this lined up, my machine would be like, yeah, I don't know. And it is kind of a lot to kind of get it to stay lined up perfectly. But I also am pretty good at faking it with my single needle machine afterward. So let's see how my new serger goes. I feel like I just put it on the spot, but I'm just gonna overlock one side seam. Oh, the one that sews without the foot control. Yeah, my home machine does that, and I tried it once and I was like, nope. That was 20 years ago. Alright, I'm going to use my awl to kind of keep this lined up. Oh yeah, that was great. I'm going to leave a tail. So now, this looks really nice. I'm just going to leave a little bit there. So let's see. So that's not too bad. So you see how this is a little more off than I thought. I thought I actually got it on. And so I feel like with my single needle machine, what I can do is stretch this a little bit like this. Oh, geez. Stretch this a little bit like this, pull this down here, and we'll kind of smooth this transition and kind of fake that it's lined up, at least right here. The awl will help me kind of yank, kind of yoink over there. All right, and so now we have this one long waist seam. And now we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing with the elastic. You always sew without foot control. So then, yeah, I guess that is a thing. I guess that is a thing. 9 feet. That was very precise. All right, so yeah, Martina, actually I was gonna demonstrate that, but I can't really pull on this quite yet. Let me get that in there. All right, so yeah, I've just been gently pulling it. So this is flat, I'm not pulling it, and now I am pulling it. So I'm pulling it about that much. So about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch over 5 inches. I don't know what that percentage is. It would be probably pretty easy to figure out. I also like measured my underwear. I measured the ones I made last year just to see like how I felt about those, because I'm like, you know, I could measure things ready to wear, but let's be honest about what I'm going to achieve with the materials that I have and the machines I have, right? So I looked at the ones I made last year and I measured, and then I measured the leg hole, and it was so similar that I figured this is really the thing to do. And the other thing is, you're most likely not going to put it on too small, and you really, around your legs, you really don't notice a whole lot. Same with your waist. All right, is this the front? So I want this seam to go back there. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, this is such a good example. Remember the other day I was telling you about how sometimes your serger wants to push a certain way? And mine's pushing towards the front. And this was the right side, this was the wrong side, just like I thought. The wrong side of your serger, wrong side if you like to call it that, it generally wants to face up. So some of my favorite underwear that I made last summer, I didn't put elastic on the waist. I just used a self fabric, and I cut it about, I want to say I cut it about 1.5 inches wide and only a few inches smaller than the waist edge. Folded it wrong sides together and I serged it on. That was it. And those are my favorites. I just didn't have enough fabric to do that. Just think, you guys, I'm gonna have matching underwear to my pajamas. That's hilarious to me. I don't know why, but that's really funny to me. I can't imagine wearing one together. Alright, so this is the waist. You can see it's kind of gently pulling. See, there's gentle gathers in there. Oh, what did Allison say? You finally put together your mustard dawn jeans together. They're a little tight. You know, they will probably relax. It's the non-stretch, because mine are a little too relaxed. Alright, so we're just going to cover stitch this again. Oops. I was trying to use the foot pedal of the serger. Psych. Matching sleeves. Don't make me laugh right now. I'm just laughing because I know my husband, and he is going to probably laugh out loud. And he's got such dry humor that, I mean, honestly, it's a delight when he laughs out loud. So, like when I came home with those watermelon underwear, he liked those. So I am stretching this a little bit. If I could use my foot, this is what it would look like. All right. I would be putting it through like that. So right now I'm using these 2 fingers and kind of stretching out like this. Takes a lot longer. I'm trying to read chat. I'm gonna kind of hand wheel it over the side seam. I think the lighter thread is like, I don't know about that. Can we just kind of break ourselves in? Oh, did you like that, Mrs. Necro? It is so cute. So cute. I'm pretty sure that's from Bra Builders. That was the one that was a gift. Slumber party attire. Stop it. Okay. All right, so now we have our, this is how they're looking so far. All right, so we have the side seam, and then we're gonna go to the, I don't have a label in here. I don't really need a label though, imagine. I don't know why, but that seems a little extra. I'm going to kind of, I don't really like how, yeah, like the cover stitch does that, you know. I wonder what that is called. To when your machine, you don't need to worry about that. Like, I wonder what that is actually called as a feature, and what one I'd have to go above to get that. All right, so we're gonna do this last side seam here, because it wouldn't be lock stitch. Maybe it's some sort of like safety. No, they wouldn't say safety, because that's actually also a serger term. Security, maybe? Maybe secure end. I don't know. Let's see if I can get these to stay lined up. See it pushing? It started to push, so that's why I went boop, and then it kind of flipped back. Do you know how often autocorrect would do that? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going over to the other machine here. You guys are really funny. You know that? All right. Okay, so this is where we're at. And I need to take care of, let's see where. What is, oh, that's the crotch seam. Okay, I thought that was like the side seam. I was like, wait, I didn't do that to both. Hi, Carmen, how's it going? What kind of fabric do I use? You mean to make underwear? This today is some, let's turn the machine on. This is some fabric that was the scraps from when I copied a pajama top recently. And so I feel like this is like, you know, it's that kind of like bamboo rayon knit that's kind of bouncy. Super stretchy. My chat's making me laugh though. So I'm just repairing the little spot where my thread broke here. This is my trial pair today because I'm getting used to a new serger and new cover stitch. So I am figuring out my favorite method to sew my underwear. Okay, that's sideways. I was a little bit like, wow, maybe I do need. What do you think? That looked pretty cute. I feel like maybe I don't need to stretch so much. All right, so here is my last seam. Ooh, it lined up pretty darn good, whereas this one hadn't. So this is the one I'm going to kind of fake into looking like it did. And so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this tail just a little bit shorter. I'm gonna pull it into this seam down here, and if you want, you can stitch it in there so that it stays, so you don't have to like hold on to that and then get rid of these little extras, right? And then I'm gonna pull this over and we're just gonna top stitch right here. You'll see this a lot in ready to wear where they'll secure the bottom of the seam with that. And see, look, it's already looking kind of like it lines up. And I'm just gonna pull this a little bit over like that. Remember how bad it was misaligned? I'm gonna put the back stitch there. Come on. I think I made it worse. All right. Get rid of all these little doodads. It's not too bad. Mediocre. All right, and then my last one I need to secure is this last seam we did here. And same thing, I feel like I might need a label just to know the back, you know? I think this is why color block underwear are pretty handy. I feel like I'm gonna start laughing again. Maybe I could have cover stitched this, but I think it's kind of fiddly to hold these thread ends, and I like to put them. Oh, this is still coming undone. This cover stitch right here, I feel it. So we need to fix that. This thread into that seam there. It's nice and secure that way. And we'll get rid of these little threads that are left. And I need to go back and look at the couple of spots that I didn't get that looper thread secure when I ended. Here's one right here. So once I'm better at this, hopefully I'm only stitching the side seams, the little ends, and that's it. Hopefully I'm not, I'm getting better at figuring out my cover stitch and not allowing this looper to come undone. We'll see. All right, let's see, where else did I lose it? Did I lose it there? Let's just do it. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Holly. I was like, what's that noise? That scared me. That was probably overkill. I probably didn't need to do that. But there's a couple like of the underwear last summer I did that they are, Okay. So see how my seams are right there. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everywhere, right? I felt like there was one other spot, but I can't find it. Maybe it was one of these. That was it. That's it. Okay, cool. 1 down, 6 to go. Hello. How's it going, Nancy? All right. Bring the tools. Okay, so let's do a different color just because we get bored easy. All right. And let's do a few. Let's do 3 at once. Okay, and then this time we're gonna enclose this seam here. So we're gonna put this right sides together and right sides together. So this is the front crotch seam. It's upside down. See that? And we're just gonna make a crotch sandwich. No jokes, please. But that's what we're doing here. A little sandwich. And then I'm gonna overlock this. I feel like I did do a good job cutting these. You see it? It's just a slightly different length. Same with the blue one was the same. I don't use my knife on the back. I can't find it on this machine very easily. My other one was right here, and I'm just kind of getting used to that, where it's at. Alright, and so now we have a nice clean finish seam here. Much nicer. We'll do the same on the back. And this one's going to be a little trickier because now that we have it attached to the front. And so this is kind of like how I do my shoulder yoke seams. We're just going to turn it around and force it. It'll be awkward for the first few inches and then it'll calm down. Or maybe it'll get worse. What is it? I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, it gets harder. But it's only for, 5 inches, so you can handle it. You can do it. So I always get it kind of going, and actually, that's not going good enough for me. Oh, it doesn't let me. That's crazy. I can't sew without the presser foot up. Huh. Very interesting. Alright, let's get this better. I had sewed it a tiny bit, and it hadn't actually taken, so that's why I want to start it again. And now I'm like lost in the sauce here. Alright. Here's my back. Right sides together like this. Right? Get that in there. And then this is the one right here. It's going to go around right sides. Oh my god. I feel like I'm twisting it more. I'm having a moment. Hey Debbie. Is that the, I don't think that's the burrito method. I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know why I'm having a little bit of I'm doubting this. I've done it a billion times and now I'm doubting it. I don't actually know how to do the burrito method. I did have someone comment on that video. The burrito method's easier. I was like, okay. You go, girl. I don't think so, but, I mean, my method works just fine. Thank you. Yeah, see, I am getting this kind of, it's not grabbing it. Come on, grab it. The knife is cutting it, but the needles aren't grabbing it. No, you broke your arm. Nancy, what happened? Oh shoot, can you go to work? I'm sorry. Probably, Nancy. Alright, there we go. So now it's clean on both sides. A little bit misaligned. We'll fix that right now. Maybe I could try this natural color. I have a lot of the white though. What do I have left? Maybe I'll put this on those others. Yeah, exactly, Mrs. Necro. Yeah, and that's because the way I do shoulders is, oh yeah, this is pretty misaligned right there. My bad. I think if you're trying to do that, the best way if you're a little uncertain is to tack it. Don't use pins. You know, don't use pins. That's just asking for trouble. I'm just going to trim a little bit of this off so I can see where it's at. This is the worst scissors ever to trim. So it's not just you thinking I'm doing a bad job. I actually am doing a bad job. There we go. You can't do it. Aww. Oh my gosh, and you're on vacation. I'm really sorry to hear that, Nancy. I hope you heal well and fast, very thoroughly. That is such a bummer. I like wishing people a speedy recovery, but thorough one. You know, you don't want to do it again. All right, a light leg elastic time. Push that in there a little bit further this time. Okay. Oh my gosh, you were skateboarding? Are you serious? Wow. You're really lucky it wasn't worse. Did you have fun skateboarding? I'm sorry, is it too soon? I'm just curious. So this time I'm pulling a little less. Just as an experiment. They thought it was, oh, I'm sorry. Oh wait, I was going to do batch sewing. Well, crap. We're still getting our sewing legs under us. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you do sound cool, I will say. I had a friend that was in the ER so often that he ended up becoming really good friends with the ER doctor. And now they're like best buddies because they're both surfers. And my friend is a surfer skateboarder. So did you see, I had a little trouble getting over this seam right here, and that's why I had to kind of pause and lift up my presser foot. Just kind of give it a little help. Ooh, see, it did it again. That time I kind of pushed it away, so that might not look good. Maybe we'll just do batches with all the serging. You know? Alright. Let's do the back first and see if it's easier to start with the larger one and end with the smaller one. I have a feeling it's not going to be easier. Try your hand. Are you making a pun? No, distract away. Get that in there, and now I can start pulling. That that distance between your needles and your blade, it's kind of a stretch sometimes. And I like to kind of get it in there so that now I can use the machine as a helping hand, you know? A little bit of curliness with this kind of fabric. Oh, Carmen asked earlier what kind of fabric I'm using. This is not that bamboo, rayon, tencel type stuff. This is just like your standard cotton spandex knit. And so it's a little heavier. It's not heavyweight, but it's heavier than this stuff is. You know, this stuff is super thin compared to this. I made jammy takes from all of it, and I actually like the lighter weight ones a little better because they're a little drapier and flowy. This one's great, it's just stiffer, you know? I think you all know what I mean, you know? Oh my god, it's not too soon. You managed to go really fast, oh my gosh. I follow this gal on Instagram, and she's been taking up skateboarding during the pandemic. That's not why I follow her, but it's her. She broke her arm at one point too. Collarbones and arms and wrists. I grew up in the skateboarding world. All right, maybe the smaller. So I'm gonna get that all the way in there, and now I'm gonna arrange. See, I get it so that the needles are actually sewing it before I start fussing. This distance is a little shorter, so it does make it feel a little bit like maybe the longer length could have been better, but this was actually not hard. What was that? Oh, silk thread. I think I got these all lined up better this time too. Yeah, see, look at that. I got this lined up better on this time. So I'm getting a little better. And I don't need top stitch these, which is nice. Ray, thank you. This is the one I self-drafted last summer, Nancy. There isn't any visible panty lines. Wait, I got two. Oh, and someone subscribed. I was like, I got 2 alerts. Thanks, Christine, for subscribing. I just got a new Serger and Coverstitch this month, so I've been getting used to, whoops, let's not do that. I'm getting used to them, learning how to use them, and especially because my old machine, I would have to convert between the cover stitch and the serger, so it changed the way I sewed things. Now I can just flip back and forth, which is nice. She is awesome. Yep, very, very common injury. I'm really sorry though that happened to you. God. Especially the week before your vacation. So do you have a cast? Like, tell us the details. Tell the world your details. What can you do with one arm? I mean, you can read a book. You can read an audiobook. Okay, that time I was more cognizant when I went over this seam, and I kind of guided it so that it wouldn't push back. And here I have another one coming up. better about cutting this before so I waste less, you know. I think that you would probably want a natural fiber, Martina. This is just some cotton jersey. But you know, a lot of people use old t-shirts and things like that, you know? Alright, so let's do another one. We're gonna just do the batch sewing here. You can't tie your shoes, you can't pull the pant. Yeah, I do know this very well. Yeah, that is a big time drag. You can listen to an audiobook. You can watch live streams. Alright, so this fabric is definitely, like, you can tell it's very thin and drapey. A little squirrelier. It's so nice to wear. Alright. I like to push up my presser foot. I'm pushing it all the way back there. Where's my, here it is. I feel like it got a little bit, it didn't though, okay. Obviously you can't push it all the way back there like that if you need to trim a lot off your seam because your pasture blades. Oh, what was my notification? That wasn't a YouTube one then. Yeah, Mrs. Necro, yeah, you reminded me of that idea. I think that's a great idea. And remember also that, like, with these points, well, this one I didn't get too lined up. You know, this right here is your seam line, right? Where it lines up. Didn't get that quite as lined up as good last time. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you're going to, so how long's your cast on for? So wait, every time you're reading this from She Lies, it says, oh, no. Oh, I haven't seen that movie. I shouldn't say that, huh? Did you say how long do you have like a cast and stuff? And do you have it for a long time? That was just, oh my god, you guys. Every time I've sprained my ankle, it's bad. I do it a lot. Okay. Fiddly whittly. Nice and cotton. I think like, I feel like someone last year gave the excellent tip to make it them black, the cotton, the lining. And I just never bought any more, so I haven't been able to get some. And I think that's a good idea. Like I bought that black knit on my trip, it's wool. And it's for my little undershorts, you know. Come on. But we love your speech to text. This is the easiest part of the whole underwear making, is putting the elastic on. I bet for some people that'd be like, ugh, I don't like stretching it. Why does that look? Look at that ridge. I'm not sure about that. Did you see I got a little resistance there, so I kind of let it slow down and kind of grab it. Make sure I always have one layer. Half cast, half, oh yeah. Oh my god, 4 to 8 weeks, what the heck? Alright, so do we need to give you like a lecture on doing everything they tell you to, so it's in the 4-week area? Do you need a pep talk? Tell us. Oh shoot, I keep trimming the elastic. I'm trying not to. I'm talking too much. See, this is pushing up because remember what I was telling you about earlier? So the right side of the stitching of the serger and the wrong side, and so it's wanting to push against it. Yeah, there. Heard an alert. Ah! No way someone named Hedwig subscribed. Used to be like the biggest Harry Potter fan ever. Oh, interesting, Libby. Yeah, I'm not stretching much. I found that you just don't need to. Nancy. Alright, so now we're going to cover stitch the elastic on these 3 pairs. Thanks for subscribing, Hedwig. Your daughter's name is Hedwig? Oh, I love that. I didn't know that, Malin. Yeah, my gamer name is Phoenix, after Fox the Phoenix. Alright. Oh, I'm looking for the foot pedal. What if I think I could do it with this hand? How do we feel about that? I don't know how I feel about that. I can't even do it. That's so like counter to how I want to do this. I can't do that. Oh man. Alright, here's the thickness. I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit. So this one, remember, has a seam, whereas the first pair I did had a seam but not turned back on itself. So this is 2 more layers of fabric right here. I really do, Nancy, I know. I can if the machine is right here. But the thing is, if I do that, then the camera angle is more above, and you can't really see what I'm doing. I also can't zoom in any more than this. But yeah, it is definitely not as accurate to sew like this. I just need to get it a longer cord. You know, I wonder if my cord on my baby lock would work and is longer and I could swap it. Forward, back, up, and out. Pinch and pull. That's what I tell myself when I do that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, this would look so much nicer if I wasn't a circus act, you know? Maybe I could drill a hole. I have been known to do that, but I feel like I'm changing my camera angles so often. Stop getting caught on the feed dogs, please. I like that idea. So you can just zigzag this. You don't need to cover stitch. I think the ideal setup for sewing your own underwear is having a serger. But it's not, you know, completely mandatory if you're fine with the look of a zigzag. Because the elastic covers up the raw edge. You really don't, you only really need a zigzag. Just kind of smoothing out these thicknesses as I approach. Because it's more than it was on the other pair. And I'm clearly not very consistent getting my elastic on there, because look at this, has the little picot just peeking out, which is actually pretty cute. Down, back, up, pinch, pull. It's like a dance routine. Yeah, look, it's getting hung up right there a little bit. Right there. Alright. We're getting better though. See, I feel like when you do 3 in a row, you know, it really helps get better and better. And look at this serging, I made pretty narrow, but it's still pretty wide. And look, that picot is just peeking out here. But then here I have some elastic, so I haven't been thinking about that while I'm serging. I'm just like, you know, getting the hang of it. I think when you start getting really good at that, those are the things you start focusing on, the little tiny details that kind of set it apart, you know? Now this fabric is a little thicker, so wish me luck there. I'm getting better about using my hand. Alright, so let's do a little hand wheeling. We'll call it wheelies. We're going to do some wheelies over this thickness here. Thinner thread, elastic, 2 more layers. There we go. Everything flat so I don't catch anything. Now with the cover stitch, you don't have to worry about accidentally, you know, cutting through your garment. But you can still catch another piece of the garment under the needle, just like on any machine. But at least then you're not going to trim it with a knife or anything. Hi Andy, nice to see you. Hi Ursula. Nice to see you too. That's right, I used to look at the chat and it said that there were 46 people here, and I looked back and it said 55. Whoa. Why is it jumping around? Sorry, no face cam when I'm over here. Oh, Dina, hi, thank you. That's nice of you. Thank you. Nice to see you. I appreciate it. You like my circus act? See, look, I gotta back up and I get ready to put my foot on the foot pedal. It's not there. want to also try is doing this upside down. Thanks again, Dina. There it is. I saw it in the mobile chat. That's funny. I know, very cool. It's really nice to have you all here. Please feel free to say hi in the chat, but don't feel any pressure to do so. And if you are on like a desktop, at the top of the screen up here, it says live chat and top chat. You should put it on live chat. Otherwise you do miss some people. We don't know why. And you also have to be like logged into YouTube in order to chat. And YouTube calls that a channel. So you have to create a channel, which is just an account. The chicken was hollering from the oven. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Hey Barbara, how's it going? I don't usually, I was about to say I don't usually sew standing up, but I do, huh? Down, up, pinch, pull. I'm getting better, I'm getting better, I'm getting better. Oh, I have a tuck right there. But that's in a spot nobody should be looking. Alright? Okay. Ooh, I'm feeling more and more confident. Remember to hit like. Okay, so I'm gonna try this from this side. It makes me a little nervous. It's gonna give me that kind of flat lock look. This might be a disaster, but hey, let's give it a shot. We love drama around here. Well, you guys do, I don't. You guys love drama at my expense. I know you all. It feels kind of weird though. Let's see. Just gonna flatten this. So what happens is as I'm trying to get this in here, the feed dogs right here will grab the lace. So then I doubt how I have it positioned in there. So I'm just gonna use the awl to kind of slide it in there. Alright, and I'm just gonna hold it flat and give this a try. What? Oscar, be quiet. Why is this a recipe for disaster? Yeah, you do love drama, don't you? Hi, Rebecca. I don't think this finish is honestly a common one to try on your underwear, but I do love doing this, doing the cover stitch upside down like this. See, it's gonna look like this. I do love doing this on a t-shirt upside down. What was that? I heard another alert. Someone subscribe maybe. After your drama, your prep for future expense. Yeah. I was applying for a video content. It wasn't really a sponsorship, but one of the things I was just like, because they were like, what kinds of things do you like to sew? And I'm like, I'll sew anything. Like, I'll literally sew anything. Please don't make me sew wedding dresses and formal wear or runway looks. I'm not big on that, but I will sew anything, and I will also sacrifice my garment for the greater good of experiment. Like, I don't mind. I love it. Alright, so a little wiggly, probably because, you know, I'm standing on one leg, and, ooh, look, that didn't look too good right there. And I'm sewing with my hand, but that's just another way to finish it. When it's stretched, it'll look nicer, I think. Yeah, right, Martina. It's just another option, you know. And I think, like, I'm not a big fan of how this narrow stitch looks as much as I like the wider one. But I think that showing how to do this gives people a lot more confidence to use their cover stitch, because it is kind of a lot to ask when you're doing a hem from the top side and you can't see what's going on underneath. But what you can do is overlock your edge and then do it from the inside. And I'm obviously not hemming per se, but I just wanted to show that to give people ideas. There's nothing wrong with doing it from this way. Oops. I had this positioned right, but it just felt so wrong. Alright, so slide that in there. And I'm just kind of making sure it's all spread out flat. I can see this little piece of fabric poking up though, so I'm hoping that doesn't give me any trouble. Just put the needles down. And the foot pedal's still not on the ground. So. I will say also, the elastic I'm using is pretty cheap. I can tell. It's not as nice as that stuff that the viewer sent me last year. She sent me some really nice stuff. And I actually think this is nicer too, because look, it's got the fuzzy side. She sent me this last year. It's fuzzy, but oof, it is so nice. You can tell. And then like, this is probably the cheapest. You know, we see this at like big box places. That's what I have. They had this in so many colors at that place. I got overwhelmed. That's why I just went with white, the tan, and I got black too. But I forgot to buy black fabric to make underwear with. I'm getting pretty good at this one-handed sewing. I say that and then I get hung up. Forgot I'm on a thickness here. Thickness. I am glad that walking your cover stitch works. How does this machine sound, you guys? Is it pretty quiet? Because it seems pretty quiet to me. What do you guys think of that? Do you like this? Or do you like the double needle? You can't even see this double needle. Look at that, it just disappears in there. This is more of an athletic look, wouldn't you say? No, I think you can. This isn't plush back, and neither is this. This isn't plush back. It's basically this. Like I said, it's cheap. It was like 23 cents a yard. You can spend a lot of money on elastic, but like RG said earlier, you know, their husband thinks they're crazy for making their underwear, right? So I feel like it can get really expensive too. But underwear are very expensive. So if you have time and you have scrap fabric, and you know, why not? All right, so let's now overlock these three together, one side. Yeah, I think the cover stitch is quieter than the serger too. Yeah, you really love this, don't you, Libby? Hearts Fabric. Don't forget to use the discount. Or wait, what is it? 10 so. Alright. Do you guys remember when you learned how to sew and how weird it was to use a foot pedal? Or do you guys don't, was it not weird for you? Where's my, oh. There's threads here. Just trying to keep it so that I don't have much to line up. Look at that. Look, I'm getting better. I'm evolving. Look at that. Oh yeah. Alright. The side, yeah, it looks more decorative. I agree with that. I don't feel like it's, you know, functionally different. It's just an idea. And if you were doing active wear, maybe you would want that look. Ta-da! Not very good. Oh, really, Terry? That was hard for you. Okay, for me, that was very easy. The knee lift was so easy. And in fact, it was easier than the heel lift, because the heel lift, for a long time, I would still swing my knee out looking for the knee lift. So that's interesting. And that's not really on home machines. Oh, that's true, Libby. If you're using your awl, be really careful. Your eyes might be over here looking at the needles, but remember the blade's way in front. It's almost an inch in front. So I'm being really careful, but you know, that one's not pretty good. So like, it could line up here, but not here, you know, like this one. Don't you love that I show you my mistakes, or my foibles, or whatever? See, like this one. The elastic's not quite lining up. Did we do this one? Yeah. Alright, so now we're putting the elastic on the waist. Yeah, and you know, you're reminding me about how, like, with a lot of cover stitch and flat lock, they use puff thread. Have you guys ever, like, had a seam come undone on something that has cover stitch or flat lock, and the thread looks like, it's called puff thread, and it just looks like, I don't know how to describe it. That thread is definitely more soft against your skin. So just to review, I'm just gently pulling my elastic. I didn't cut it to fit. Oh yeah, mistakes they're on all your ready to wear stuff too, you know? And I think it's also good to point that out, because you might get this whole thing to line up and you're like, why doesn't it look like it lines up? Well, it's because my seam there didn't line up, you know? I'm not selling these. And to be quite honest, if I was in the business of selling underwear, I would probably pick a completely different method of sewing it together. Woolly nylon, yeah. Yeah, we called it puff thread. That's right. I think woolly nylon is a better name for that. You call it fluffier. Oh, fluffier. I liked fluffier. I'm disappointed. I liked that. Alright. Okay, this is my cover stitch one. sewing really slow today, but I'm kind of enjoying it, so. Yeah, I'm not sure, Ursula. That is something I absolutely do not know if that's possible or not. I feel like I've seen people talking about it as if they're using it, but I don't know what machines they have. Oh, really? Huh. That's interesting, Barbara. Elena. Oh, there's a stain in my elastic there. It's like I get ooh, look at that. It starts, grabbing the elastic and trimming it, and I can't get off of it, All right, Libby. Yeah, what's on the back? Ta-ta for now. Or what is that? Ta-ta. What does that mean? You later. T-T. You later. What? I don't know. Terrible stuff like that. All right, let's cover stitch our waist here. Oh, you have used it in your Juki Home Serger. Oh, so in what applications do you like to use the woolly nylon thread, Barbara? Would this be a good one? You use it in your serger, not your cover stitch. Talk to you later. Thank you, Mrs. Necra. I find with this really narrow stitch, so my stitch can be a lot wider, the needles can be further apart. It's almost a 1/4 inch. I felt like that would be a little heavy for underwear, but what I do find is that it's pushing away. You see how far away that is? It's pushing, it wants to sit over here. So I'm kind of having to make sure that it's all the way on this elastic, this seam, this ridge, and if I want that needle to encase the edge of the elastic right here, then it starts kind of dropping off. So it's definitely a learning curve. It wants to be right here or way over. Let's see. Oh, I wanted that seam to go to the back. Let's see, can I still do it? I don't think so. I think I'm a little late. I sometimes go like this and I wait for it to start sewing because I don't foot pedal. Down, up, pinch, and pull. Still chanting my little mantra. Alright, this was the cover stitch one. So we'll do this one. Rolled hems instead of t-shirt seams. Oh. So, and what did you find the advantages were? Was it softer, or did it plump up and make your stitches look better? I never questioned questioned it at the factory. So it was just a very normal thing to me, and now I realize how little I know about it, you know? If I could do this, what if I could do this? It's a little awkward, but it's faster. Yep. I like that joke, Martina. I am definitely a master of hand sewing. I keep waiting for one of you to find an emoji with a seal and a ball on its nose, you know? Alright, and then this one we did the upside down, so let's do it almost. Hey Dar, how's it going? I'm glad you did not resist your pun. You can turn off the cutter. Oh, I don't have a cutter. Okay, did I just... That sounded funny. Did you guys hear that? Alright, so this time I'm going to try that. It's kind of hard. I'm like, okay, I push, I gotta hold. Yeah, it's just, this doesn't reach the floor. It does on the serger, it doesn't on the Coverstitch. Same maker. I have no idea why. For rolled hem, it covers the edge more. I think it might be stretchier for seam the t-shirt. Yeah, okay. You know, and I wish that these plugs weren't like, it's a plug and then two cords coming off of it. Like on my home machine, they are separate, you know? And the foot pedal plugs in, and then there's a power cord. They are separate things. Yeah, no worries, Dar. Oh my gosh, I forgot that this is all showing on the other side. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Tracy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Eliza's here. Oh, hi, Eliza. How's it going? Now we can start. I didn't get my lock on that one. I felt it pull. Yeah, see? I can't fake that, though. Yeah, I don't know about those thicknesses. Alright, now we're doing side seams again. Got a few subscribers today while I was live. It's kind of funny. Sometimes when I'm getting my cameras ready before the stream, I feel like all the subscribes that came in while, you know, like I wasn't logged in, they start popping up on the screen while I'm sitting here alone. It's kind of cute, you know. And you know, you guys are always so good about telling me how many subscribers I have, but I noticed the other day that I'm like at 8,500, and I think by my 3rd anniversary, I'll be at 10,000. That is pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't think I'd get anything for it. Maybe I'll get a new cord for my Coverstitch. Alright, I'm just looking at all my junctures here and making sure there's nothing going on before I search. You don't have to, you can just go for it. If you're not live on camera, I'm feeling reckless. Alright, so now we're just going to do our last side seam. Sure. See the Coverstitch threads on this Coverstitch, they're very like perky. See that? They don't lock together. They're separate, and that's why they come undone too. I mean, that's, I think, a sign of like, because they just will come undone if you pull the right thread. So, yeah. Celebration time. Oh yeah, I get to use the puddle. Yeah, I don't think we had much of an anniversary celebration last year, but maybe we could have one this year. Yeah. How's that? Did I just twist these? Would that be possible? That would probably be possible. And I would manage it. Okay. So don't twist your underwear. That would be sad. Don't you love how I do that with my left hand? I mean my right hand on the left side. Oh shoot. Get over here. Get over here. See, look at those little threads there. Little rascals. Little rascals. I heard something. Hey, Carolyn, thanks for subscribing. I will soon be on the face cam in like a minute once I do this last side seam. I'm thinking YouTube sends people plaques for certain amounts. Yeah, we're never gonna see one of those, Nancy. But yes, they do. I don't think there's one for any sewing. Not sewing, but I'm sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. I don't think we're gonna make those. I mean, I'm not being pessimistic, but like, I want to say like, I don't even know all the big sewing channels, but I bet like there's only a couple that have those, so that's fine. It is what it is. It's what people value, right? Oh shoot, I almost tripped. All right. I'm not tripping on live camera. I'm gonna get to 10,000 subscribers without ever tripping on anything on the camera. Oh my gosh, the microphone was pointing over here and it was okay for you guys? Yeah, right, Barbara? It's hard to use with your right hand, like me. See, Nancy, you can hum with one hand. Come on. I know a gamer. I'm actually a mod in his chat, and he games one-handed. It's pretty cool. I mean, he has two hands, but one of them is deformed pretty seriously, and so and he finally has a camera over his hand while he's using the controller, and it's pretty cool how he's adapted. Yeah, costumers. I'm not surprised. Like Bernadette Banner, bet she has one. I have to, be honest though. Do I put the level of gorgeousness into my videos that Bernadette Banner does? No. She's like, she does beautiful, beautiful videos. Okay, so my method that I wanted to try should only leave me with this seam here to tack. Pretty sure this one right here. So this is my side seams. So this one right here. So basically I'm going to pull this thread up, tuck it in there, top stitch it down, and same thing on this side. So I can use my Serger and Coverstitch to sew all of it together except this step here. That was my goal, and it's working. Yeah, exactly. They're gorgeous. Yeah, so gorgeous, and the ambiance and the mood, like she does a lot of like b-roll filming, which just really adds to that. Yeah, and you could just do this little thing right just in your the hem allowance, but I'm already here it's 2 less back tacks if I do the whole seam, but you know, you don't have to if you don't want that look. But you know, it doesn't look bad. This looks bad. We're gonna have to secure that because that is where the one place I didn't get my cover stitch secured, and of course it was on the one that's exposed that I can't fake it where I could with the double needle, you know. Let's get rid of all these little threads here. Makes it look like it's not homemade. We aren't no Becky home eckies. I could, Leslie. It's a good question. I absolutely could. The thing is with the cover stitch though is that you'd be going off the edge. So for my old cover stitch, that would be okay. I could trim it and lock it. I might still have a tail. Since we're not using industrial machines, they don't go off the edge and leave a nice finish. And because we're using home machines, we kind of got to fake that. The other reason I won't is because of the thickness. So it's one thing that I can cover stitch along this seam where I've serged the elastic to the seam, but it's another thing to have 2 seams together pushed one direction, and it's double all of that. I feel like while you could do it, there's a risk that it wouldn't look that great, so you're kind of in that same boat of like, maybe I should just used my home machine or whatever. So all right, so this is the front. This is the front. Let me get rid of this tail here. Yeah, I love the vibe of my stream. Bye, Martina. Nice seeing ya. That's awesome, Nancy. So you can just kind of keep it. I kind of went 1 stitch too far, but you can just keep it in this little section here and no one will know. And what I like about this too is it flattens out this seam. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes these bulky seams kind of dig in, you kind of feel them, you know, and they're just not that comfortable, you know. All right, so there's this one here. I'm feeling a little like I need, I kind of scoffed at putting a label in these, and now I'm feeling a little bit like I would like a label. So I'm just pulling this little serger tail, kind of tightening it up a little bit into the seam allowance, tucking it in there, pulling that lace down to make it look lined up. That felt like it wasn't sewing for a second there. Get rid of this little piece of lace there. What is that? All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What's this thread here? We're being picky. Kathy Hay. I'll have to check her out. I haven't heard of her. Maybe I've heard of her channel though. Is it her name? Okay, this one here. And you could stitch this in there first and then top stitch your side seam. But you kind of get better and better at it, and then you can just do it all at once. Sorry, I keep like going up and down. It's a little thick right there. Oh, the feed dogs are grabbing my lace and serging. No, don't do that. What the heck? I get all stubborn. I'm like, you're really done with that seam, Sarah. You could just like, you know, backtack and exit out. But I'm like, no, I will go forward. Showered videos. That's probably a typo. Yeah. Okay. So we have these two. These are done right here. Are these done? Oh, these aren't done yet. Night, Malin. Sleep well. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. So, this is the week we're going to start talking about building our own blocks. And I'll talk a lot about that tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot prepared yet. I got to do some research. And so, if you're new to me, what do I want to say? If you're new to me, then I have taught you how to make a block before, and those videos are in the drafting, and you do it by measurements. And this was just a way for everybody to have a chance at making their block. And it's a lot, that way is a lot of work. And you still have to fit it and all that stuff. So I don't feel like a lot of folks were able to follow through on that. It's kind of a hard thing to do by yourself, you know, because of all the measurements that you need. And it's kind of daunting. You're kind of like, okay, I'm going to put all this effort into it. And what if it doesn't work, you know? I get it. So I've made mine on the dress form because I have a custom dress form. And I'm going to, this week, cut and sew one that I had made by a custom website called Free Sewing. And then I'm going to also look at other options for getting them. So what I'm trying to do is find you guys options for either purchasing a block or a sloper or having a custom one made. And then that way, maybe it's a little less daunting because all you got to do is print a PDF, tape it together, sew a muslin, and then start. Oh, yes, that's someone told me that they saw you won a book. That's pretty cool. Congrats, Barbara. That's pretty cool. I keep losing which was the front and which is the back. So, well, this is my one that got twisted, so we'll just push it the same way. It's already going. So I'm going to share some of the resources that other people have shared with me and some that I've found. I haven't tried them all. I'm trying the free sewing one. And I'm going to also show you, like, you know, why the custom form, what it does, and like what you're looking for in a sloper. And the other thing I want to start doing is kind of what Mrs. Necro, she had shared with us, a gal who put a bunch of links to patterns, like regular old sewing patterns that you could possibly use to make a block, right? And I'm going to look at a bigger range. And I'm going to start trying to, okay, bye Lydia. I'm competing against the sewing bee. Well, rip me. So I'm going to look at ones that are like from companies that have even more sizing, and I'm going to try and look for some options. It doesn't mean I've tried them all. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but that's what we're working on Thursday and Saturday. And then like maybe why you want a block, maybe you don't want one, you know? And then that way from then on we can use our blocks for drafting a pattern, or maybe, oh, I bought this pattern, their sizing doesn't really work for me, but maybe I can alter the armhole using my block or something. So anyway, what time is it? Oh, it's already 1. Okay. I only have 3 more pairs to sew, but I'll just sew those later. They're just a different fabric. They're like this fabric. So I got 4 pairs done. I could have done those a lot faster had my foot pedal been on the floor and I wasn't streaming. So I feel like I could have done those in half the time. The fabric always wins. Is that really what it's called? Sheesh. That's awesome though. Congrats. Okay, so anyway, I feel like I could do those a little faster, and they're scrap fabric and the elastic was really cheap. So I feel like I got these for pennies, just my time. You know, I'll make $3 on this live stream with ads. So maybe I break even for my underwear. That's how it is, man. Okay, so anyway, the other thing is I'm going to be having a sale on my website soon, like in the next day or so, just so you know. Wink, wink. So, thanks, Rebecca. It's a little bright over here. They look cute. I'm happy. 4 more pairs of underwear. This means I have to throw away 4 pairs, right? It does. It really does. I need to make my undershorts so then I'll have some scrap fabric so that I can make some underwear out of that too. Because then I'd have some solids. I think solids are great. Yeah, I love the blue too. And they match my jammy tops, which I can't say without laughing uncontrollably. So, right, Ray? I mean, actually, you guys have been really generous with donations today, so maybe I even made a couple dollars. Maybe you know, so that's pretty cool. There's a lot of animal activity going on over there. This is the one I made last summer, Eliza. But I feel like the sewing is really similar to most. I feel like most underwear styles like this have either one seam here and then you top stitch the panel, the crotch panel to the front, or they have 2 seams like this. So I feel like this is one area where I can get away with using my own drafted pattern because most underwear patterns look like this. And I talked about a lot of patterns when I cut these out with the pajama stream recently. I showed you guys a few. So cool. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Oh, and my Blue A dress came out amazing. It was so comfortable. Stretch poplin is my new favorite fabric. Do you, Nancy? I like having a lot of underwear. That's one thing I really like, having a lot of. I don't know why, I just like it. And we do our laundry every week, so. Exactly, Ray. You know, I started adding those non-skippable ads, and I'm going to remove those. They don't even really pay much, so I don't make much anyway. I don't need to make it worse for you guys, you know? So, all right, well, I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll be talking about blocks and drafting and things like that. So I think that'll be good. Hopefully I'll find my wireless microphone by then. So, true, Kristen. Exactly. I bring like 2.5 times as many days on trips too. That's awesome, Mrs. Necro. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Don't feel like you have to, really. Do not feel like you have to. I am not here for the ad money, you guys. Like, for reals. I am not here for the ad money. It is like, I do it just because it helps a little bit. Don't worry about it. Skip the ads. I skip ads. I skip ads on my own channel, you guys, if that makes you feel better. So, thanks, Debbie. Yeah, it turned out great. I plan on having pictures taken, but, you know. Sorry, Nancy. Nancy's like, I only have 1 pair now because they're staying on for 48 weeks while my arm heals. How you feel about that, Nancy? Thank you, Mrs. Necro. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you. The thought counts a lot. All right, Debbie. Bye, Ursula. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button. It does help. Commenting on videos helps a lot, and subscribing helps a lot. So I appreciate it. And if you want to support me further, I do have donation links in the description. You can do a one-time, or there's Patreon. So thanks, guys. I'll see you guys soon, and have a good day. Bye.